Guilty of similar double standards. Aidan Magee.
Qatar is a huge, huge problem for the sport of football. I was in Qatar back in 2010 with work. I was writing Sam Allardyce's column for the News of the World, and my boss said to me, "While you're there, Aidan, considering you're there for a week and you're staying at the Ritz-Carlton, can you go along to the local organising committee, because the vote was due to be later in the year, not the vote, but the actual handing down of the World Cup was going to be happening later that year." He said, "Can you go to the local organising committee, maybe get some photos, find out what they're going to do, if they got it?" I mean, everyone thought that they wouldn't get it, and they, 5 months later, out of nowhere, having been told by the local organising committee that they were just in it to familiarise themselves with the process, they get it out of nowhere. Now, we all know what goes on, and we all know what went on. In fact, the guy at the head of FIFA at the time, he's in court just a couple of weeks ago, and he will be back in court again should he recover his health. Sepp Blatter, of course, I'm talking about. Now, the issue beyond that is that I have no sympathy for the sport of football, because they've had 11, 12 years to deal with this, to pull away from Qatar. They know everything that Qatar stands for. Qatar isn't changing that position. They're just airbrushing over it. They're just not talking about it. In fact, some of the Gulf states anyway are going even further by invading golf. They're invading football as well, because they've bought Newcastle United before Christmas. But Beckham himself, I don't really understand why he's getting involved with this, because he's extremely rich already. I don't believe that Qatar would necessarily dovetail with his brands, and he endorses so many things, both past and present. If we think about all the various brands that he's been involved with, Brill Cream, Hague Whiskey or Hague Vodka, whatever it is, over the last sort of 20 years or so, I can't believe they're pushing him to get involved with Qatar. The amount of money, the £10 million, I mean, he's worth about £400 million. Is it going to make a big difference to him? And then we see the England footballers taking the knee. They've also got rainbow armbands when they're playing the game, and they're criticising other nations for booing that, because they don't want politics in their sport. And yet there's this juxtaposition of getting involved with Qatar. It makes no sense whatsoever. It plays havoc with the football season as well. So we're having to adjust our whole schedule all around Europe and even beyond, with every federation is having to rearrange everything to accommodate this World Cup. It doesn't suit anybody, and yet nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody asked Gareth Southgate after the defeat against Hungary how, having criticised the Hungary fans for booing the taking of the knee, why he's going to be then taking his team to the World Cup. If the England players feel so strongly about it, they won't be taking that plane in November.